You ever feel like budgeting is this impossible task? Like, you're trying to balance a budget, but every time you open your wallet, you're just throwing money out the window? I get it. I've been there. But here's the thing. 2026 isn't just about AI in your phone or your car. It's about AI in your wallet. And let me tell you, it's changing the game for budgeting. Think of it like having a personal financial coach that never sleeps, never judges, and always knows exactly what you need. That's AI-powered budgeting, and it's the smart money hack of 2026. Let me break it down for you. So, first things first, what even is AI-powered budgeting? Let me paint a picture. Imagine your phone or app not just tracking your expenses, but actually learning from them. It's like having a super smart assistant that knows your spending habits, your goals, and even your quirks. It can predict where your money is going, suggest adjustments, and even automate savings. And it's not just about cutting costs. It's about making your money work smarter. Think of it as a financial GPS that guides you toward your goals, whether that's buying a house, retiring early, or just avoiding that credit card debt that's been haunting you for years. But here's the kicker. This isn't some futuristic concept. It's here in 2026, and it's already helping people save thousands. Let me give you a real example. Take Sarah, a 35-year-old teacher in Chicago. Last year, she used an AI-powered budgeting tool called Finbot 3.0. Before that, she was drowning in credit card debt, barely making ends meet, and feeling like she was always running out of money. But with Finbot, it analyzed her spending patterns, identified her biggest expenses, and created a custom budget. It even automated her savings, setting aside 15% of her income every month. By the end of the year, she'd saved over $10,000 and paid off her credit card debt. And the best part? She didn't have to do anything except log in and check her progress. That's not just a story, it's a trend. According to a 2026 report by the Global Financial Innovation Lab, 68% of users who adopted AI-powered budgeting tools saw a 20% increase in their savings rate within 6 months. And that's not just because they're cutting costs. It's because these tools are optimizing their money in ways that human planners can't. They're not just telling you to save more. They're figuring out how to make your money work harder for you. Now, let's talk about how this works. The first step is real-time tracking. Traditional budgeting tools require you to manually enter every expense, which is tedious and error-prone. But AI-powered tools connect directly to your bank accounts, credit cards, and even your subscription services. They pull in all your transactions automatically and categorize them. So instead of guessing where your money is going, the app knows exactly where it's going, and it tells you. For example, imagine you're a freelancer like Alex, a 28-year-old graphic designer in Toronto. He used to track his expenses on a spreadsheet, but it was a nightmare. He'd forget to log expenses, and he'd often overspend on things like coffee or streaming services. But when he switched to an AI tool called Money Mentor Pro, it automatically tracked every purchase. It even flagged when he was spending more than his budget on things like Spotify or Netflix. With that insight, he was able to cut his entertainment budget by 40% without feeling like he was missing out. But real-time tracking isn't just about knowing where your money goes. It's about predicting where it's going. AI tools use machine learning to analyze your spending patterns and forecast future expenses. Let's say you have a monthly car payment, a gym membership, and a subscription to a streaming service. The app will predict when those bills are due and remind you to set aside money for them. It can even suggest adjustments if you notice you're consistently overspending in a particular category. Now, let's talk about automation. This is where AI-powered budgeting really shines. Instead of manually transferring money to savings accounts or paying bills, the app can do it for you. For example, if you set a goal to save $5,000 for a vacation, the app can automatically transfer $416 from your paycheck every month. That way, you're saving without even thinking about it. Take Jamie, a 32-year-old nurse in Seattle. She used to struggle with saving because she'd always spend her paycheck on essentials first. But with an AI tool called Smart Saver 2026, she set up automatic transfers to her savings account. The app even adjusted her budget based on her income fluctuations, like when she got a bonus or a raise. By the end of the year, she'd saved over $8,000 without having to do anything except set up the system. Automation isn't just about saving, it's also about managing debt. If you have credit card debt, the app can create a payoff plan based on your income and expenses. It can even suggest strategies like the avalanche method or the snowball method to help you pay off debt faster. But here's the thing, AI isn't just about automation. It's about personalization. These tools learn from your behavior and adapt to your needs. For example, if you tend to overspend on dining out, the app might suggest setting up a dining budget and even recommend cheaper alternatives. If you're someone who loves shopping, it might suggest setting up a shopping budget and even track your spending on online retailers. Let's take another example. Maria, a 40-year-old marketing manager in New York, used to struggle with impulse buying. She'd often splurge on things like designer clothes or gadgets, which left her with little money for her goals. But with an AI tool called BudgetBot X, the app analyzed her spending habits and created a personalized budget that included a shopping budget with a daily limit. It even sent her notifications when she was approaching that limit, helping her stay within her budget. By the end of the year, she'd saved over $6,000 and felt more in control of her finances. Personalization also means that these tools can adapt to your life changes. If you get a new job, the app can adjust your budget to reflect your new income. If you move to a new city, it can help you adjust your expenses for rent, utilities, and transportation. It's like having a financial advisor that's always with you, adapting to your life as it changes. Now, let's talk about the science behind AI-powered budgeting. These tools use machine learning algorithms to analyze your data and make predictions. They can identify patterns in your spending, like when you tend to overspend on groceries or when you're more likely to splurge on entertainment. They can even predict future expenses based on your past behavior. For example, if you've consistently spent $200 on coffee every month, the app might suggest that you'll spend around $2.4 thousand on coffee next year and recommend adjusting your budget accordingly. But here's the thing, AI isn't just about predictions. It's about optimization. These tools can suggest ways to make your money work smarter. For example, if you have a high-interest credit card, the app might suggest paying it off first instead of investing in a high-risk stock. It can also recommend ways to reduce your expenses, like switching to a cheaper phone plan or negotiating lower rates on your utilities. Let's take another example. David, a 38-year-old software developer in San Francisco, used to struggle with debt because he was paying off his credit card slowly. But with an AI tool called DebtBot 2026, the app created a payoff plan based on his income and expenses. It suggested paying off his credit card first because of the high interest rate and even recommended a side hustle to increase his income. By the end of the year, he'd paid off his credit card debt and had an extra $10,000 saved up for an emergency fund. But AI-powered budgeting isn't just for people with debt. It's also for people who want to build wealth. These tools can help you invest wisely by analyzing your risk tolerance and suggesting investment options that align with your goals. For example, if you're looking to retire early, the app might suggest a mix of stocks, bonds, and real estate investments based on your age and risk profile. Now, let's talk about security. You might be thinking, but how do I know my financial data is safe? That's a valid concern, and AI-powered budgeting tools take security seriously. These apps use encryption to protect your data and often have two-factor authentication to prevent unauthorized access. Some even offer biometric authentication, like fingerprint or facial recognition, to add an extra layer of security. For example, Secure Budget 2026 uses end-to-end encryption to protect your financial data, and it requires two-factor authentication for any login. It also allows you to set up spending limits for specific categories, so you can't overspend without your approval. This level of security makes it safe to use these tools, even for people who are concerned about privacy. Another thing to consider is the integration with other financial tools. AI-powered budgeting apps often connect with your bank accounts, credit cards, and even your investment accounts. This integration allows the app to provide a comprehensive view of your finances, making it easier to manage your money. Take All-in-One Finance 2026, for example. It connects with your bank, credit cards, and investment accounts, giving you a real-time overview of your financial situation. The app can even suggest ways to optimize your investments based on your risk tolerance and financial goals. This integration is a game changer because it means you don't have to switch between multiple apps or platforms to manage your money. Now, let's talk about the future of AI-powered budgeting. In 2026, these tools are becoming more advanced, with features like predictive analytics, real-time budget adjustments, and even integration with voice assistants. For example, some apps can now sync with your smart speaker, allowing you to check your budget or set up savings goals using voice commands. Another trend is the use of AI in financial planning. These tools can now create long-term financial plans based on your goals, income, and expenses. For example, if you want to retire at 55, the app can calculate how much you need to save each month and suggest investment strategies to reach that goal. But here's the thing. AI isn't replacing financial advisors. It's enhancing them. These tools can help you make informed decisions, but they can't replace the human element of financial planning. That's why many AI-powered budgeting apps now offer access to human advisors who can provide personalized guidance and support. In 2026, the future of AI-powered budgeting is bright. These tools are becoming more accurate, more personalized, and more integrated with your daily life. They're not just about cutting costs. They're about making your money work smarter for you. So, if you're ready to take control of your finances, it's time to try an AI-powered budgeting tool. Start by choosing one that fits your needs, setting up a budget, and letting the app do the heavy lifting. You'll be amazed at how much you can save and how much more in control you'll feel. But here's the best part. This is just the beginning. In 2026, AI is changing the way we think about money, and it's making budgeting smarter, easier, and more effective than ever before. So why not take the first step today? Set up your budget, start saving, and let AI help you reach your financial goals. Your future self will thank you.